Hello everybody! So, I'm filming a video or clip, I guess you could say, for Mom's channel because I've been getting a lot of questions. Just feel like some stuff needs to be addressed. That's what I'm doing right now, currently. My main question, I don't even know how to begin this. Like, how do you start a video like this? Like, or how do you start off telling something like this? Like, I don't know, I'm having such a hard time. My most asked question lately has been, where's Chris? What happened with you and Chris? How's Chris doing? And all these other things. So I'm gonna answer some of those questions. Chris is doing great. Chris is doing really, really good. What happened with me and Chris? Me and Chris are no longer together right now. It's a very complicated story. It's very complicated. It's not really complicated when you think about it, but I feel like to you guys it might be a little complicated. Me and Chris broke things off the beginning of summer, kind of the end of May, I'd say. We kind of broke things off. He went to Texas for a month, and I know a lot of you guys ask me all the time, where's Chris, where's Chris? And I would answer and I'd say, he's in Texas, because that's not a lie, he was in Texas. We kept in touch while he was in Texas. We would talk and other stuff. It wasn't obviously not normal because we weren't together. It was kind of just basic, awkward talk, kind of. After Chris got back, we really fully decided to not talk. So me and Chris quit talking for a little bit. I know a lot of you guys have been oh, story time, and I'm talking about it now, but it's not really a story time. There's nothing to tell. I know you guys want this juicy, oh, he did this or I did this. I hate to break it to you, there was nothing like that happened. Literally, it was a mutual decision between me and Chris. We've just been thinking a lot about our future plans for this coming year. Obviously I had graduated. Chris is going into his sophomore year of college, and right now he's at a community college, but he was thinking about going to a 4-year school this year, and that 4-year school from me is almost 3 hours away. I think us talking about that and kind of just we kind of freaked ourselves out a lot of being oh my gosh, we're not gonna be able to see each other as much, is it gonna work? I think we just freaked each other out a lot about it. And obviously I'm not going to college this year. I'm staying back because I'm taking a gap year and all the other stuff. And even next year, I don't know what kind of college I'm going to, if I'm even gonna go to a college or if I'm gonna go to a school for what I want to go for. I don't know yet. I'm kind of figuring that out over this year. But Chris was in the process of deciding, do I want to go to a 4-year school or whatever? And at the time, he was kind of I think that's more what I'm leaning towards. And we kind of just freaked out about it. Oh my gosh, we're never going to see each other. We're never going to have the time to see each other. And, it obviously freaked us out a lot. And I feel a lot of couples go through that, where, especially at our age, where they're oh my gosh, a lot of even people they date all throughout high school, and they're oh, we're going to college this year, what are we gonna do, because we're not going to the same college, we're going to college hours away. I feel a lot of couples go through that. We definitely did, and we both decided that for now, maybe being together, because we just stressed each other out a lot over it, and so we both decided maybe we should just not be together right now, and maybe we should just take time to really think and work on ourselves and really think about stuff and everything. It was really, really, really difficult, and I know a lot of you guys were Bradley looks so upset in the vlogs, she looks so down, she doesn't look happy, she doesn't look herself, and a lot of people were giving me so much crap for it. I get it, but I'm human too. I have emotions just like everybody else has emotions. The past month, kind of when Chris got back from Texas, is when I really went through it, because we decided to completely stop talking. So I really went through it for a while, and that's normal. Obviously that's normal. I mean, he was my boyfriend. I loved him, I still do have love for Chris. It was really, really difficult for me, and it was really, really rough. So yes, I was not happy, and I was not super cheery and super happy and super upbeat, because I was going through a lot. And I didn't want to come out and just be oh, I'm going through a rough time, because I try to put on a happy face. Sometimes it doesn't always work, obviously. And there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I did go through a rough time, and I know a lot of you guys noticed it, and I am sorry that you guys had to, like, pick up on it, but I mean, you guys are really good at picking up on our behavior by this point. I mean, you should be. We've been with y'all for like how long now? So, you know, obviously just like emotions were rough and they were high and it happened. Yeah, so that's kind of like what happened, and I'm gonna kind of bring you up to speed now. So now, me and Chris, we quit talking for a while. And just recently, me and Chris had a phone call. We were like, you know what, like we feel like we need to talk in person and we need to really like communicate, and I don't know, we just kind of wanted to talk everything out. I don't know, we just really wanted to talk everything out. So we met up, we talked, and things went really, really great. So me and Chris are back talking. We're hanging out. And I know for some of you guys that might be like, oh, that's so weird. Like, you're not together, but you're hanging out. We are hanging out and we're talking, and things are going really great right now. I will say things are going really, really good. We talked about mainly like what his plans are for this year, what my plans are for this year, and Chris is playing hockey here again. Actually, he's going to stay at community college this year. And we both kind of like agreed that we just stress each other out so much that it scared us. And like, obviously I'm not going to say our relationship was completely perfect. No relationship's completely perfect. We had our flaws that kind of like played into it a little bit. You know, everybody does. Everybody goes through stuff. It's bound to happen at some point. But, you know, it just is what it is. And yeah, we're back talking. We are hanging out. Me and Chris actually literally just today went bowling together. And I think where me and Chris are at right now, I'm really happy with. And I think it's really good. And I feel like the time apart and the time of us not being together was good for us, I would say, because I feel like we both had time to really like reflect on ourselves and really think and just kind of like get ourselves together. And I'm not saying like anything, like I cannot promise the future, I cannot promise literally anything, but I mean that's literally with life, you can't promise anything. You could go get a job one day and then get fired the next, you know what I'm saying? Same goes with relationships. You can get in one, date a week, be done, date 3 years, be done. Like, I mean, it is what it is, or you can last forever, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's gonna have its ups, it's gonna have its downs. We're young, you know. I don't know what the future holds for me and Chris. Right now, I will say that me and Chris are in a really good spot, so I do want to kind of like tell you guys that me and Chris are completely fine. We're great. We are really, really happy right now, and we're talking, we're hanging out, just kind of seeing where things go. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. Like, genuinely, that's literally it. I know a lot of you guys were looking for like a juicy story time, but there really just isn't one. And I'm so sorry to break that to you. There's not. I did not want to make this video, but I'm tired of getting the comments, and I feel bad for Mom constantly getting comments asking about like me and Chris and like begging for a story time. And I told my mom, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go on here and talk about it because me and Chris are fine. We're good. Like, we're hanging out, we're talking. Like, it's not like things ended terrible or anything. Like, even when things ended, it was difficult and it was hard. Obviously, there wasn't really any, I'd say, bad blood. There was obviously like frustration, but not like to a point where I was like, okay, like I'm done, like I hate him, you know what I'm saying? Never. Like, I would never get to that point with anybody. I mean, unless you do some like unforgivable stuff. I don't know. You guys probably can like read my mind of what I'm thinking, but like if you did something like that, then yeah, you know, you're done. Like, get out of my face. But none of that happened with me, so yeah, we are completely fine, guys. Yeah, so I kind of just want to come on here and say something because I know a lot of you guys have been asking, and I feel like it was just right to like at least tell you guys something. Like, obviously I don't owe you guys like a huge explanation because I mean, it's not like me and Chris like had our own YouTube channel, we were super involved with social media. Like, he was obviously on my vlogs, he was my boyfriend, no duh, he's gonna be on my vlogs. I was just kind of, like I said, tired of my mom constantly getting comments asking about it, so I was like, I'm just gonna get up here and I'm just gonna let you guys know what's going on. I mean, a lot of you guys already knew that me and Chris broke up because I said it on live one time because a lot of people were asking, so I was like, yeah, me and Chris, you know, we're not together. Like, me and Chris don't have a label. We're talking, we're fine. Things are going good right now, and I'm really happy with where we're at. Like I said, you know, technically we're not like together. I feel like I'm just going in circles now at this point because I'm kind of just like rambling, so there's not really much else to say or talk about. Yeah, that's literally it, guys, and I know you guys have been asking, so I thought I'd just go ahead and share with you guys everything. No hate towards Chris, obviously. I don't want anybody on here to hate Chris at all. I obviously don't, or else I would not be hanging out with him. But yeah, so I love y'all all. Thank y'all for all the support, and I know a lot of you guys are, there's gonna be mixed opinions out there. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, like, that's so weird, like, why are y'all hanging out, whatever, blah, blah. And then I know some people are, you know, obviously gonna be happy for us, kind of where we're going and being mature about it all. Like, I feel like we're being very mature about everything, which literally hate when like it's like so immature. Like, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about? Like when things just like go like so immaturely. I hate that. Cannot stand that. Like I just want to like do things like in a mature way. And that's what we did. So excited for that. But anyways, I guess from now on we will just see where things go. Definitely not gonna rush anything, which we've already talked about that. We think that's completely fine. I don't know. I guess you guys will just have to wait and find out what happens. Same with me, because I don't even know what's happening to myself. But yeah, I guess we'll see what the future holds. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. And I hope you guys understand. I know you guys will understand, because y'all are literally freaking amazing. And I know a lot of you guys will be like okay with it, and you guys will be glad that we're, you know, still talking and stuff like that. So sorry it wasn't super juicy, but I knew it wasn't gonna be. I know a lot of you guys were like hyping it up for literally nothing. Like there was really nothing to it, but yeah. Anyways, that's it. I love y'all. See you later. Bye.